Hello, this is Danielle Yawowiecka with the BBC News. Nearly 200 Palestinians have been injured in clashes in Jerusalem as tensions rise over the potential eviction of Palestinian families from land claimed by Israeli settlers. Most were wounded at Al-Aqsa Mosque compound when Israeli police opened fire with rubber bullets and stun grenades as crowds threw stones and bottles. Violence also occurred at the potential eviction site in occupied East Jerusalem. Tom Bateman was there.
In the neighbourhood of Sheikh Jarrah, the tension's been growing for weeks. Several Palestinian families face eviction from their homes. The settler group claims rights to land here, saying it was bought by Jews in the 19th century, close to a religious shrine. Up to 28 Palestinian families could be affected. The planned evictions are condemned by the UN and Europe, who call it forced transfer. Israel sees it as a matter for its courts, arguing several families have been offered a deal to remain for now. Their legal appeal is being considered.
President Biden has insisted his economic programme remains on track, despite disappointing jobs figures for April. Mr. Biden said that although only 250,000 new posts have been created last month, his American Rescue Plan was designed to roll out over the course of the whole year. Our economics correspondent Andrew Walker explains.
The United States economy has been a lot more robust in bouncing back than most of the developed world. The most recent figures we got for total economic activity, GDP, show that it's getting fairly close to pre-pandemic levels, although of course it is further adrift if you compare with the growth path that it was previously on. The number of jobs is still 8 million down from the pre-pandemic level, but from the trough that it hit during the pandemic, it's up by 14 million. These figures were certainly disappointing, though.
The World Health Organization says that its approval of a COVID-19 vaccine produced by the Chinese state-owned company Sinopharm will boost the supply of vaccines available to countries facing severe shortages. Destruction of the Amazon rainforest in Brazil increased by more than 40% in April compared to last year. Satellite pictures show nearly 600 square kilometres of forest were cleared last month. Our America's editor Leonardo Rocha reports.
Logging and deliberate fires in Brazil's vast Amazon region have increased sharply since President Jair Bolsonaro took office. During a virtual summit led by President Biden 2 weeks ago, he said that his government would reduce illegal deforestation. But environmental groups say Mr. Bolsonaro has continued to undermine the work of official bodies trying to protect the Amazon and to encourage agriculture, logging and mining in the region. They say the latest data is evidence that his promises concerning the environment simply can't be trusted.
World News from the BBC. California has seen its population decline for the first time in its history. State officials said the drop was due to a declining birth rate, coronavirus-related deaths, and a steep drop in immigration because of the pandemic. They said California has only shown marginal growth in recent years. Following the burial of the late regent of South Africa's Zulu nation, the preferred heir to the throne has been announced. A lawyer revealed that in her will, Queen Regent Mantombi Dlamini Zulu had named her eldest son Prince Misuzulu to succeed her. Outside the late Queen's palace, supporters are celebrating, but there is a bitter feud over the succession, as Nomsa Maseko explains.
After the will was read out, there were people who did not approve of that choice, were going as far as saying they want to ask questions because they will not be told by the late queen what to do. They didn't listen to her while she was alive, and they will not listen to her wishes now that she has passed. And after that, there were bodyguards all over the place. The person who was named as the new king was whisked away, literally, by his bodyguards. The police were all over the place. There were guns everywhere, and the whole meeting descended into chaos.
A French Air Force pilot has filed a criminal complaint over an initiation ritual that saw him tied to a target on a firing range for fighter jets. His lawyers say he was hooded on arrival at the Solorenza base in Corsica in 2019 and tied to a target while aircraft strafed all around him with live ammunition. The status of Europe's biggest club football game, the Champions League final, has been thrown into doubt after the British government added Turkey to its list of COVID-hit countries to which travel is banned. The match on the 29th of May in Istanbul pits Manchester City against Chelsea, both of them English teams. BBC News.